Delighted to welcome Blair Davie to Totally Wired. How you doing, Blair?
So good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming down. I thought it was a long way from Perth, but turns out you're in London last night and now, you're living here?
Living here for the next 2 months, and then if that goes well, then I might make the full move down next year, because my managers are down here. It's such a gorgeous little place. You know, I feel like I need a change in my life, and Brighton might be that change.
Very, very nice. And you're especially down here for The Great Escape. Playing, is it 2 shows?
I'm actually playing 3 shows. I got booked for an extra one on Friday night, but the 2 main ones are on Thursday. One at 1:30, I believe, and one at 6:30.
At churches, aren't they, both?
Yeah, I think the first one's at the One Church, and then the second is at the Unitarian Church. And I was just on tour there, and the best venue of the tour was a church in Norwich, the Arts Centre. The acoustics in there are so good. I think a church is just made for music, right? So
yeah, absolutely. Are you playing? Is it just you and like you played for the
just
session?
me and a guitar.
Very nice.
I believe there's a piano at one of the venues, so I might hop on piano for a couple of tunes, but mostly just me and the guitar. Yeah.
And is that how you've been touring?
Yeah, absolutely. I do have a full band set, but it's for this tour. You know, obviously it's a little bit more expensive to bring other guys on the road, and I feel like I can still connect with an audience, sometimes even better when it's just me and I'm being completely like vulnerable and, you know, really exposed. So yeah,
absolutely. But those 2 tracks, I was quite surprised because those 2 tracks are really well produced and they're big sounds. Platform 10 and Stairs.
Yes,
the first 2 singles. Yeah, really huge sound. They sound like got big pop chops.
Oh, thank you.
So is the plan to move into once you're in?
Yeah, I think so. We're doing I'm playing the Barrowlands, supporting a band called Father Son in May, at the end of May, and that'll be our first full band show. So I'll see what that's like. But yeah, some of the songs feel like they need that full band thing. But to be fair, sometimes it's been working actually just stripping everything back, because at the core of it, they're all like really honest and vulnerable songs that I wrote on an acoustic guitar anyway. So it's actually nice to take them back to their roots for this tour and The Great Escape and stuff.
Yeah, well, I think we saw that with those 2 tracks you just played for us, both unreleased, of course. Talk about those 2 tracks. I know you gave a little description, which was nice.
So Brush Your Teeth was actually the first song I wrote as a solo artist. At this point, I was still in a band, and lockdown had hit, but I'd moved into my own flat. So I was really, really lonely, and I could feel that the band was starting to break up. And then I kind of gave up thinking that music could be a career for me. And I think in that moment of giving up and suddenly not caring about, you know, outside voices, I wrote the most like honest song I'd ever written. And I sent it to my managers, and they were like, okay, this is what you need to do. You need to go and do the solo thing. I spent a lot of time trying to figure out and accept a lot of stuff about myself. So I think maybe about 6 months ago, I wrote Him, which was one of the songs I played today. And that was about coming to terms with being bisexual. And that was something that I really bottled up, and it just wasn't allowed for me for years, really, until I felt comfortable writing music that was so honest. And that song was how I came out to my family. You know, I played them the song, and it was a total journey. Yeah, so they're very personal songs.
Yeah, really personal, but that's really beautiful, coming out with a song.
Yes. Yeah, it made it easier, because I don't think I could have vocalized it in speech. I actually sent the song to my manager, and then I was sitting next to my mum in the living room, and my manager phones, and she's like, Blair, that's a really, really good song. And I get off the phone, and my mum's like, what's the song? And I'm like, oh, I've got something to tell you.
Wow.
It was quite a journey, yeah.
That's great. And this tour that you've just been on is with JP Cooper, which is a massive...
So cool.
And it's the first tour as a solo artist?
My first ever tour.
Ever?
Yeah.
That's a big old tour, big rooms.
Yes.
How's it been?
It's been amazing. I think JP's fans are so lovely, because they all come down for doors opening. So at every venue there's been a queue, which has been amazing. I've always played to like at least 200 people, and I've got to make some really personal connections with a lot of fans, because obviously I talk really openly about who I am and the things that I've gone through, and I think that makes people feel less alone or heard or seen. So I've had so many conversations with people that we've both been sharing really intimate things, and I love that connection with people. So it's been the best tour, and JP and his band are phenomenal. And I've been just getting the train up and down the UK myself, and they've been in a van. So it's been a little lonely at times, but at every show, they always invite me into their dressing room. They're like, don't sit on your own, come through and sit with us. And they didn't need to do that. So it's just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big deal, traveling and playing on your own. I mean, it must be a real lonely experience.
It's been a
sometimes,
lot.
even though you're
It's been a
surrounded by 200 or 300 people every night playing.
Well, the shows make it worth it, because I do get a bit anxious with travel. There was once I left my suitcase in Sheffield on a train because I had a changeover and I'd got my guitar in my rucksack and I was rushing for the changeover and then got to the platform and then realised I'd left my suitcase. But thankfully that was the only blip of the whole tour.
And you got it back.
I got it back. All is well.
A happy ending.
Yeah.
And you finished that tour off with a London. Was it a headline show last night?
No, it was a showcase night. It was Gemma Bradley, a Radio 1 DJ, does a night called Whiplash. And she puts on, so I was first on, then it was Michael Aldag, who's really big on TikTok, so that was cool, it was lovely to meet him. And then a fellow Scottish act called Swim School, who are from Edinburgh.
Oh, yeah, nice.
So we go way back.
Playing The Great Escape too, as well.
Indeed. Yeah, I'm excited to see them.
And you're here for the whole weekend? You're gonna
anyone
you want to check out?
I think I'd just love to see Swim School again. It's nice to see fellow Scottish musicians doing really, really well. But then I was just tagged in a thing on Instagram there of a bunch of different queer artists that are playing over The Great Escape. There are a couple there I don't know but love the look of, so I'm going to go and check out.
Yeah, there's a whole stage, I think, is at Revenge, which is a gay club in Brighton.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, so they're doing a whole thing, which is amazing.
Well, I might just stay there for the weekend.
Yeah. And so 2 singles now. What's the plan for the rest of the year?
So I'm going to have another Him's going to come out next, I think. And then after that, just playing a couple of shows. You know, Father Son at the Barrowlands. I'm so excited for that. Father Son are my favourite band of all time, and the Barrowlands is my favourite venue of all time. So I was literally crying when I got that text if I wanted to do the show. Then we're doing Bellydrum. That'll be full band as well. And then maybe an EP towards the end of the year. We're getting all that ready just now, so fingers crossed that all comes together.
Wow, that's fantastic. Thank you so much for coming down.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy Brighton. 2 months in Brighton. That sounds great.
I'm going to love it.
And enjoy The Great Escape. Can't wait to see you.
Thank you so much. Thanks, man.
Thank you. Blair Davie. Cheers.